Buckle up gentlemen, we got sponsor for today's video. That's right, it's LDPlayer. What? You haven't downloaded LDPlayer yet? Why the heck not? LDPlayer is my main emulator since it's the most Sigma Android emulator ever. And it has feature that other don't. Like the sync feature that allow you to play multiple account. You can play 2 account at the same time. Heck, even better, 8 account.
Oh my piece.
Anyway, download LDPlayer now, link in description or pinned comment down below. Gentlemen, Fest banner is here. Before we go into it, for those who don't know what it means, basically, the Fest banner is an opportunity to get many SSR students since their rate is doubled, from 3% to 6%. Keep in mind, the highlighted students don't have their rate increased. It's incredibly low to get them, but considering yourself as lucky of getting Fest student more than 1 copies. So, the lesson here is that the Fest banner is most likely to be often getting rate off SSR. For beginners or new players, this absolutely great opportunity to get students that are not obtained yet. Those who's not a beginner is only recommended to pull until get the Fest students and then leaves. Moving on the Fest students. We got Hina and Hoshino. Then of course both is equally have important roles. Let's talk about Hina. Explosive damage dealer that capable to deal great damage. To simplified of her X skill. So, switch into concentrated fire stance. This stance lasts for 10 seconds. Unable to perform basic attack or move but is immune to taunt effect. The cost is 6x skill cost and very costly, and then you can aim where to shoot her X skill. Now this attack is ignore stability issues, which will be dealing at max damage. For example, if the first and 2 shot is dealing 1 million, or 2 million on critical hit, while the third shot dealing 2 million, or 4 million on critical hit, then next X skill will deal the same damage as well, so on and so forth. It's probably confusing to you, but to be simplified, the damage dealt will be the same over and over again since that is the maximum stability. For those who don't know what is stability, it's one of stats to generate how much damage dealt of the student will be. The higher stability rate means has the highest minimum damage dealt. It's just random number generator of damage dealt between 70% to 100% of students' basic attack or skills. Anyway, that's how good Hina is, ignore stability or RNG damage dealt. This X skill is very powerful to delete mostly boss HP, just how strong she is. Also take a note that her X skill damage will be decreased every time its attack is pierced through the enemy. That doesn't matter though, it's very rare case for her X skill pierce multiple enemies and hitting the lowest damage dealt, more like almost never happens. Basic skill. She increase explosive attack and last permanently. Its explosive attack type buff and last until the end of the battle. How good it is. Extremely great attack type self buff with no sign of expired. Enhanced skill. Increase attack and critical rate. Now with this buff, Hina have 50% her attack is critical hit. You could try increase that critical rate with Echo buff, but it won't be that high. But at least you try to minimize tedious critical molding. Subskill also another attack type self buff, though this only applicable when you use her X skill. So that's it. Overall she is great explosive dealer that can delete portion of light armored bosses HP. Sure, her damage is huge and all as we talk about how good she is. But what about the bad side of this Hina? First of all, if you are big fan of auto battle, then you might don't want to use her anywhere else besides manual battle. If you try, she won't doing anything for 10 seconds straight. So she is just worst when it comes with auto battle, and that include PvP. Second is that her critical rate. As you may know that Hina will have critical rate issues despite she will deal maximum damage rate. Because of that, you will have tedious molding time to get high score on raid boss. Third, if you use NY Fuka or UIX skill to cut her X skill cost while she is in this state, that reduce X skill cost will not be applied. And lastly, her X skill card won't reappear until this X skill disappears. Even if it already disappeared, then you need to rotate X skill again. Let's talk about the build. Which skill you should prioritize first? X skill max first and then basic, sub and enhanced skills. They are worth to be maximizing, even gear and stars. But for the stars, unique equipment on level 40 should be enough. And the other is Hoshino Fest banner. She is the greatest explosive support with incredible utility and versatility. Even better when you paired her with Hina to make any explosive content much easier to clear. Not only that, she could buff explosive, making her good support, but also the other skills, such as her basic and enhanced skill, making her very good at self-sustain, and sub skill, making the X skill cost regeneration faster and easier. By this, you could use her almost everywhere as long as she could survive the whole battle. So get this Hoshino first before getting Hina. Getting both would be great, as both is intentionally to be paired together for explosive content appear easier. And that should be all. As always, Godspeed.